Hello everyone, welcome to Money Chess Kids. Today I'll show you the game played by Paul and Simen, and the game starts with pawn to e4, c5, knight c3, e6, knight f3, a6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight to c6, and here is the first 5 move, and with the white have 2 knights active in the center of the square. Then the game continue. The white capture the knight. Knight takes c6. Then the pawn b takes c6. Bishop to d3, d5. Castling from the white. Knight f6. Queen to e2 and bishop to e7. And now the white start to attack by playing f4, and here with the strong idea of pushing the pawn to e5 and attack the knight. And h5 was played so that the knight able to jump to g4 and have many activity from the black. The white e5 the knight, and now the knight to g4 and hoping for bishop to go to c5 and check the king. And here you have also can play queen to b6, and here you have a many activity like exchanging the bishop and the queen for the rook. And so to prevent this, the white play knight to a4 and attack the both of the square to prevent the bishop or queen to go to this square. Then queen to a5 attacking the knight, and the white just play b3 protect the knight. Then g6 was played, and now the white continue to play c4 to attack the pawn, and the pawn d takes c4, and here the bishop to e4. The idea of attack the pawn at c6 and check the king, and at the same time will attack the rook, and here will be the fork. So bishop to d7 was played to prevent the fork, and now the queen capture the pawn at c4. Queen takes c4, and now you have 2 pieces to attack the pawn. Then queen b5 was played to protect the pawn and go for the exchange, and the white do not want to exchange and just move away the queen to c2. Now the black continue to play rook to c8, and here the white play rook to d1 attacking the bishop, and here we prevent the king from castling. If your queen move away and go for castling, then the bishop at d7 will be captured by the white. So after this, the black play rook to g8, and here the white play h3 attacking the knight, and the knight move to h6, knight h6. Then bishop to b3 to e3, and here you have the idea like attack the, you have the knight can able to go to here to b6 and attack the rook. So after this, c5 was played to prevent the knight to move to b6. If the knight move to b6, the knight also able to capture the bishop and win the piece. So after this, c5 was played. Then knight to b2, preparing to transfer the knight from b2 to c4 and go to d6 and check the king, attack the rook and attack the queen. And here you have the royal fork idea. Then the knight to f5 was played, attacking the bishop. And now knight to c4, protecting the bishop. And now the knight also have the idea to move to d6. Then bishop c6 was played and rook to d2. And now the knight to g3 was played to have two pieces attack the bishop. And here the bishop just capture the bishop, bishop takes c6 and queen takes c6. And now the rook a to d1 to have the double rook. And here this double rook will be very strong. Then knight f5 was played to attack the bishop and have the idea of fork the queen and the rook if the knight move away, protecting the bishop. So after this, bishop to f2 was played to prevent the bishop being captured by the knight. Then g5 was played, and now rook to d6, a sacrifice of the rook, and this is a very strong, and the black is under a strong pressure. Therefore, the black used the bishop to capture the rook, and now in this situation, you don't take the knight and capture the bishop, because if you use the knight to capture the bishop, then the knight will capture back, and now the queen to h7 and attack the rook, and the king will just move to f8 and protect the rook. So queen to h8 and king to f8, and now the rook just capture back the knight and just queen to c7. And after this action, the black will be have two rook in the action. So the better position after this will be use the pawn takes d6, and after this the knight to d4, then queen to h7 was played to attack the rook, and here the king to f8, and after this here come with a very strong idea of moving the knight to e5 and attack the queen, and also attack the pawn at f7 and preparing for checkmate. Queen takes f7 and checkmate. So knight e5 was played, and here we will have a very strong idea and checkmate the king. So after this situation, the black play knight to f3 and check the king. Then the pawn take the f3, and now the mating idea still ongoing, and the pawn takes f4 and check the king. Then with this, the king just move away from the check. For example, king to h2, and now the checkmate still unavoidable, and the black play queen to b7, protecting the pawn. And in this situation, can you figure out how the white continue to play and mate in 3? I'll give a couple of seconds to figure this out. Well, congratulations for those who found the answer, and for those who like to enjoy the show, here are the great move. The white play pawn to d7, and this will block the queen to protect the f7 pawn. And here, after prevent the protect, then the queen will capture the f7 and checkmate protected by the knight. So after d7, and here there will be no way to prevent the mate. So after this, the black play rook to g7, and here the white play queen to h8 and check the king. And after check the king, the rook move to g8 and prevent the check. And after this come another great move, knight to g6 and check the king, and also protect the square from the king being moved out, and the pawn is protect another square. And after knight to g6, and you can see the king has no place to move, and the rook also cannot capture, the knight is being pinned. So the only move to prevent the check is to capture with the pawn. And after capture the pawn, queen to f6 and checkmate the king, and also control the square. So after this, queen to f6, and basically the king do not have any place to move. And with this, thank you.